Hey everyone, Chase with CR Media here. I wanted to take a moment to talk about an exciting new venture for me. As you may have seen on James House Chiefs Talk, we have partnered with Super Draft Pro. What is Super Draft Pro, you ask? Well, it's the future of daily fantasy sports, guys. Super Draft Pro is the official fantasy partner of Caesars Entertainment. So imagine the exciting chance opportunity of Las Vegas, but only bigger. The best part, you don't have to go to Las Vegas. It's right here in the palm of your hand. So imagine all of your friends and family all connecting while playing daily fantasy sports and free sports contests while getting paid. So how is Super Draft Pro radically changing daily fantasy sports games, you ask? With a mobile app and a desktop website that have a super sleek interface that's easy on the eyes, and opportunities to win are increased because there are normal people like you and I playing every day and not just game sharks. Superdraft has leveled the playing field with their exclusive patent pending features, which allows you to pick the players you like and the players you trust. So it's your draft, your way. That's code for no salary caps, guys. So getting started is extremely easy. Just simply download the Superdraft app, sign up by creating an account. You can sign up as a player for either the basic player pass or they have a premium player pass, and then they also have the elite player pass. Now, the basic level starts off at $20 a month, and at $20 a month, you can do about one entry per day. Then the premium membership for $50 a month, and then last but not least, they have that elite membership, which is $100 a month. Now, obviously, guys, the higher tier membership, you have more cash and more prizes that you can win. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're thinking, Chase, I'm not about to sign up for another monthly membership and pay $20, $50, hell, even $100 for monthly fantasy sports. But let's be serious, guys. You're going to spend that anyways on platforms like DraftKings and FanDuel. So cut those out and go with SuperDraft. Because of the fun of having groups with your friends and families and coworkers and all the above, give it amazing chances for all of you to win cash and prizes together while having fun. So I'm telling you guys, this is the future of daily fantasy sports. If you don't believe me, do me a favor. Click the link, go sign up for a basic membership at $19 a month. If you're not happy with it, cancel it and be done. But I promise you guys, if you give SuperDraft Pro one shot, the only thing you're going to ask is, Chase, why didn't you tell me sooner? Look forward to seeing you guys on there. Thanks.
All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Chase, CR Media. Of course, you guys already know that. This is the AEW Dynamite post show where I come on here and we kind of just break down, the events of what happened on AEW Dynamite. My tag team partner, my road dog, is missing tonight. As you know, Josh Elliott. Like I said, my co-host, it's his wedding anniversary, 9 years for him and his wife, Megan. And they are out celebrating that. So, like I said, riding solo. Wanted to just start off by saying, if you follow my page, you know that I'm a huge professional wrestling fan. Love AEW, Dynamite, WWE. So we kind of try and mix as much content in here as possible. Love doing these post shows. Would love to continue doing these post shows. And where I'm getting at with that is I would love to do one for Monday Night Raw, one for Friday Night SmackDown, possibly looking at NXT. When I do SmackDown, I'd like to do SmackDown and Rampage at the same time. Those are things that I would like to do in the future. As a content creator, if you are interested in doing that as well, my social media tag down here at the bottom, CR Media 1988, please hit me up. We can work something out. Also, like I said, the social media tag CR Media 1988. If you haven't already, please, I would greatly appreciate it. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and this is going to be the tag that you find me on on all of those social medias. I have a link tree in my bios. You can go to the link tree. My links are extremely easy to find, whether you're on Facebook, no matter where you're at. Please greatly appreciate hitting the like button, hitting the follow button, the share button, the notification bell. On TikTok, I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers so I can go live on TikTok. So we can kind of cross stream on there as well. Because there is a bunch of professional wrestling fans, a great wrestling community on TikTok that we would love to tap into. So would greatly appreciate that. Just to kind of get into the show, AEW kind of stuck with its theme of this, starting off with one of their marquee matches. So they started off the show with CM Punk and Penta, and this match was as good as you could expect it to be. Punk had a great showing in it. Penta, I'm a little confused on what they're doing with Penta. I see him kind of, laying down for a lot of people recently. So, which is a shame because I think Penta, I was a huge Lucha Underground fan, and I know that Penta can hang with the best of them, and he could be a main event star if he's put in that position. So would love to see him excel into that. But CM Punk got the win. Obviously, they're headed towards Punk getting that title shot soon, so they want to continue to make Punk look strong. The next match, keeping the tempo that Dynamite keeps, which I like. My favorite thing about Dynamite is they always have great matches on the card, and they try to put on, with the time limit that they're given, they try to put on the best match that they can. So I'm always a big fan of that. The tag team championship match with Jurassic Express and Red Dragon, in professional wrestling, they kind of do this thing where they'll do a match, and the person who is not meant to win the feud, he'll win the battle, but he won't win the war. They'll go into that, and I feel like this is what it was with the Jurassic Express and the tag team championship. I think Red Dragon will eventually win the war. They just lost the battle tonight. We will get the conclusion of that closer as we get to Double or Nothing. Especially at the end where, it kind of came to a brawl and FTR came out. I think there's going to be something mixed in with that, whether we get a three-way with the three tag teams for the tag team championship. The thought of FTR having the AAA, ROH, and AEW tag team titles really gets me excited. I think this is FTR's year, and I think that they're on a crazy run this year. So whether we get FTR versus Red Dragon, or we get FTR versus Jurassic Express, or hopefully all three of them, I'm here for it. Give me all of that. So Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter, they're kind of doing like a no contact thing, which is definitely weird. But they had another face-to-face interview with them, and Tony Storm walked away this time. I'm glad that they acknowledged that they haven't released this Owen Hart tournament bracket yet, which I think is very odd. I'm kind of like scrounging around looking online saying, hey, like, where's this bracket? And can't find it. And then they're like, oh, it's not out yet. But when they release the bracket, they're going to show what matches are what. So, and which is kind of weird because they've already had some tournament matches. So I don't know if they're qualifying matches or just kind of confused on that. I wish they would just go ahead and release the bracket so we're not wondering who's fighting who. Very interesting. Next after that was the MJF and Shawn Dean match. This was predictable. Obviously, knew Sean Dean was going to get the win. Knew Wardlow was going to interfere somehow and cost MJF the match. Now, one of the things that I wasn't a huge fan of was they had Sean Dean win by countout. I would have liked to have seen Sean Dean win clean, with a roll up or something, and it didn't happen. But I think that's going to go back to how much AEW is protecting him. The CM Punk thing. Obviously, CM Punk is on a very high tier in AEW. So MJF is very protected, as he has been and as he should be. So I understand why they didn't give Sean Dean the clean win. It makes sense, but just for me, I would have liked to have seen him win with a roll up. I mean, either way, it wasn't going to take anything away from MJF if Sean Dean rolled him up and beat him. But it was it was a very good match. MJF came out, looked like the superior talent, and up until Wardlow came out, and of course we got Wardlow beating the shit out of security guards. I was actually watching Dynamite simultaneously with Heel Kevin in his stream, and Heel Kevin actually knew the independent wrestler who was powerbombed onto the apron by Wardlow. So that was cool. Shout out to that guy. I don't remember his name right now, but I will put it in the chat later, and then I'll clip it in the link. Then there was a 6-man tag match with Eddie Kingston, Pride and Powerful, and the Jericho Appreciation Society. So this is kind of one of those things where like we're looking at a battle in the war. I think this match is gonna climax with a possible. I could see it going Stadium Stampede, one of those gimmick matches. But Eddie Kingston, Pride and Powerful versus the Jericho Appreciation Society. The match started out with an eye poke. I thought that was funny. Eddie Kingston is doing phenomenal work right now, and he has been for the past year. And don't get me wrong, like I know that Eddie Kingston is a great talent, but Eddie Kingston has just turned it up to a different level in the past year. I'm kind of asking myself, how long is it until we see Eddie Kingston challenging for the AEW championship? But the numbers game with the Jericho Appreciation Society, they've got 4 guys. Eddie Kingston, Pride and Powerful, they've got 3. So my wonder is, are we going to see a 4th guy come in? And is this going to lead up to Blood and Guts, or like I said earlier, Stadium Stampede? Something gimmicky. Would love to see Blood and Guts, because all Blood and Guts is essentially war games. And war games, how it was, in the old WCW days. So very, very interested to see where they take that one. The next match that happened was Marina Shafir and Sky Blue. I was confused by this one. I wasn't sure how, obviously with the vignettes, Marina Shafir is supposed to look like a badass. She comes from, mixed martial arts. She's one of the 4 horsewomen in MMA. Also Roderick Strong's wife. But she's made to look like a badass. And I wasn't sure if AEW was going to do the unbeatable, the unstoppable MMA person with Marina Shafir, like WWE has done with Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey. So I wasn't sure. It looks like that's what they're doing, which is very odd, because I know a lot of fans, a lot of AEW diehard fans are very anti, Lesnar and Ronda because of, they don't have good mic work, and they're kind of green in the ring, and they come in and but they have that MMA background, so of course they these AEW and WWE build them as badasses. So very interested to see what they do with that going further, but it looks like that's what they're doing with Marina Shafir. Very, very interesting. I've seen a lot of people think that she's gonna beat Jade when her and Jade Cargill finally face off. That Jade Cargill won't get that 30th win. But I not sure on my haven't made up my mind on that one yet. I'll probably touch on that in other ventures, but definitely interesting to see. They had Jade's baddie section, which is weird. I thought she was only doing the baddie section for the 30th win match, but they had it there tonight, and there was Red Velvet in there along with another person. I didn't catch exactly who it was, but I noticed it was Red Velvet was one of them. So I thought that was odd. I'm wondering if they do something with Red Velvet and Jade Cargill. As far as them teaming up. So then we got Hobbs and Ricky Starks versus Keith Lee and Swerve. The match was really good until Taz came out. I thought that Taz coming out was, it just wasn't needed, and it took away from that. And then the match ended with Hobbs doing a spine buster to Keith Lee. For as big as Keith Lee is, I thought that a more powerful move should put him out, even though Hobbs is extremely powerful, not taking anything away from him. But a spine buster should have, I just didn't think a spine buster was suffice enough to put Keith Lee down for the 1-2-3, especially for as hard as they pushed Keith since he came in. So Hobbs and Starks got the win on that, and then, gosh, man, we are sitting here at 22 minutes. These things go kind of fast when it's just me. I don't have somebody else to talk to, or obviously, like I said, my road dog's out this week, so kind of trucking along here, and especially we're here at the very end. So this last match was expected. It was exactly what we expected it to be. It was super stiff. Meaning Christmas, I lost count of how many times they chopped each other. And Suzuki was bleeding. And Joe was as red as an apple. It was crazy how that worked out. Like I said, I was counting while I was, on the stream, chatting with people about it. And I think I lost count at like 7 or 8. Each of how many we're going through. So, hard hitting match, like I said, super stiff. Exactly what we expected Suzuki and Samoa Joe to be. Samoa Joe got the win, and I'm extremely. I was shocked about that. I'm a little bit more than shocked, because I know there's been I've seen a lot of criticism on like the wrestling internet community about how Tony Khan has had AEW guys win the ROH titles, and Suzuki was one of the last ones. And now, obviously, Suzuki, with New Japan has a great working relationship with AEW, but Suzuki taking that title at Supercard of Honor, and then Joe taking that title off of Suzuki. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Was taking a drink there for a second. Um, so Suzuki losing this match to Samoa Joe was just, it's kind of odd in my opinion. Kind of fuels that narrative that Tony Khan is trying to get the ROH titles on AEW guys. Again, we don't know where they're going we don't know where they're going in the future with ROH. It's definitely odd. I will say that the match was great. It was a damn good match. I just, like I said, super confused of how they had Joe lay down or how they had Suzuki drop the title already. Going forward, I'm curious to see if they put any importance on these ROH titles. So after the match, we had heard last week that Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal were going to have a surprise for Samoa Joe. And they came out, they told Samoa Joe they had a surprise for him. And when the lights came back on, there was a big guy, almost looked like Kali for a second. But when he appeared on screen, I thought it was Kali, but this was kind of like their big enforcer to kind of take out Samoa Joe and stomp on him. So that was how Dynamite ended, was with Joe getting beat down with this new enforcer of Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal. Wasn't a huge fan of that part. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the large guys, like Kali and Omos and some of those guys that WWE has. I was really shocked that AEW would bring in a talent like that, especially with the overabundance of talent they have on their roster of guys that are pushed onto the secondary shows. They could have brought somebody over, to kind of be a bodyguard of sort or an enforcer of sort for Sanjay Dutt and Samoa Joe. So very odd on the route they elected to take with that. But like I said, overall good show. Very interesting to see where that goes in the future with excuse me. Was very interested to see where that goes in the future with Samoa Joe, Sanjay Dutt, and Jay Lethal. Obviously, Sanjay Dutt I think he's retired, so I don't think there's going to do too much with Sanjay Dutt. I think it's going to be look, there's my road dog right there, man. Yeah, man, you came in here and you're gonna get spoilers. So, but it was a fantastic match, man. You missed a great show. Definitely check it out and let me know what you think later. We're at the end of it, man, and it's crazy. I'm under 30 minutes, and I was just thinking, I was like, man, like, this is crazy how quick these things go when it's just me talking by myself. But yeah, that kind of concludes the AEW Dynamite breakdown. My partner in crime, obviously, finishing up his night. We will be back on Thursday. We are going to debut a new show where instead of doing, a post show for, one of the main wrestling shows that are on, we're going to talk about local wrestling in our community. So we live in the Kansas City, Missouri metro area. So we're going to talk about Missouri wrestling, independent wrestling. So we went and saw a local Kansas City company, and we'll talk more about it. And as you've seen, we've posted it on social media, but we're going to talk about it on Thursday, about the event that we went to. And going forward, we're going to have a new show where we just kind of, we'll interview wrestlers in the Kansas City metro area or the Missouri area, find out what they're doing, what they've got going on, get to know them a little bit. And we'll also be talking about the promotions and, wrestlers who have come in and out of these promotions that are on bigger stages. So it's going to be lots of fun. Definitely want you guys to check that out. We'll be promoting it the rest of tonight. I'll be promoting it tomorrow. And then we'll be going live tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And so definitely come through and check that out. And like I said, as far as Dynamite goes, it was a good show tonight. A little, a little confused at the ending there. Would have liked to have seen AEW pull somebody from their roster to be Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal's enforcer, but we'll see what this big guy does, and we'll go from there. Other than that, I will not be by myself next week. Next week, my partner in crime will be right here to my right, and we will be breaking down Dynamite next week. And then we are also talking about. Josh, are you still in here? Yay or nay? We might be doing a little bit more content. I'm going to get with my my co-partner here, and we'll talk about what it is. But we've got more content planned as far as the professional wrestling thing goes. We might have a little something going on tomorrow or Friday as well. So we'll get back to you guys on that. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, appreciate you guys coming through. For the people that did come through, I got some messages from people on Instagram. This is crazy right here. This is funny. I got my co-host for my NFL Kansas City Chiefs show that I do, or I'm his co-host. It's his show. That's what the JHCT stands for, is James House Chiefs Talk. But we share accounts, so it looks like it's CR Media. So but appreciate you coming through, James. Like I said, appreciate my co-host, jumping in. Like I said, it is his anniversary, but I appreciate him jumping in and just kind of, just coming through at the end. Got some messages. I'm going to reply to those, and we will, like I said, we'll be live tomorrow with the local promotion, the DWF, which is now Central States Wrestling. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow. We'll be live 8:30 Central Standard Time on all my pages. So come through, join us. We're going to be presenting photos and videos we took. We're going to be talking about the event, the matches we saw, the wrestlers we talked to, the wrestlers we've met. It definitely was a lot of fun. Definitely want to join us. But I'm trying to extend time here, but I ain't got nothing left, guys. This is kind of how it works when it's me riding solo, baby. So again, appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that follow button, that like button, that share button. And until next time, guys, we will catch you later. Appreciate it.